Mike, I have to change my expectations and my record for Penn State. I was excited when I saw the beginning of the game. I really liked the scheme, schematically, what they were doing offensively. Sure. And then the second half started. At the beginning of the second half, I thought, wait a minute, Ohio looks like they've made adjustments and Penn State's not reacting to it. And that really was a big theme. That, and to me, that fluky catch through went through a Penn State defender's hand. They went for a long touchdown. Ohio seemed to really change the momentum.
It did. There's no doubt. And at that point, it was 14-3 Penn State, and it really should have been a bigger lead than that. Better ball security, and I think it's minimum 17-0 at that point. It's hard to believe how much it turned from that point on, and that I think that was more. I think that was more that Penn State didn't quite have the weapons or the stuff in offensively to make the adjustments more than it was the coaches failing to make them. I think they needed to stretch the field. They needed to power run a little more. Now, we just got done talking to Bill O'Brien, and he did say that he wants to run the ball more. I mean, they ran it they threw it more than twice as often as they ran it.
Right.
And he thought their offensive line was maybe one of their best units or their best unit on Saturday. And I thought their offensive line was okay. It was fine. So they maybe could have run it a little bit more. I'm not sure the running back situation, again, we're talking about limitations.
Right.
And Bill Belton has an ankle injury. He's day to day. We don't know if he's going to play or not. And if he doesn't play, then they go to Derek Day, who does not seem to have the explosiveness to do it. Penn State is going to walk a tightrope here. They're going to have to make fewer mistakes than everybody else. They're going to have to play smarter than everybody else. They're going to have to execute better than anybody else to win most of the games on their schedule.
Let me ask you, if this scandal had never happened and Joe Paterno was coaching this team, would they have won on Saturday?
Well, now, the scandal never happened, but... So we have Silas Redd, et cetera, or not?
Yeah, I guess we have Silas Redd. I'll throw that one in there.
Yeah. Okay, we have Silas Redd and Justice Brown and Chiari Fort and the kicker, Anthony Farrell. Yeah, I think they do win.
I don't know if they win it because it would have been the same offense under Jay Paterno and Galen Hall. Maybe no. The offense looked good. Now I'll ask the second question. If these sanctions never occurred and O'Brien was the coach with Red there and Justin Brown there, and forget about the other guys, just those two, do they win the game Saturday?
Yes, I think
definitely,
they do.
right?
Yeah, I think they do. I agree.
The biggest thing to me was that the depth really played a factor. If Red and Justin Brown are in there, Allen Robinson, the receiver, had, 9 catches, a very good game. He's your second receiver. If Silas Redd's in there, he secures the ball, and Belton could just use a change it back. The depth was huge. When Belton went out, you're now using your third back in Day. Boy, you had mentioned depth at the beginning of the year, and I didn't think it'd be that big a deal, especially early in the season with the Ohios, the Virginias, the Northwesterns, and Indiana later.
Yeah.
But it's playing a factor right away.
It has a snowball effect.
It really is.
Guys that have to play who didn't have to, and then guys that have to fill in behind them who wouldn't, would almost be like roster filler otherwise. So it really has a snowball effect. And this is the thing that he's going to be dealing with. O'Brien is going to be dealing with all year, because you probably like to redshirt some of these true freshmen.
I thought they should.
Maybe you can't.
Well,
you want to keep everybody engaged enough that they don't want to transfer. And he's really juggling a lot of those kind of situations, and is going to be for the foreseeable future.
I feel sort of sorry for him that way. You mentioned that he wants to run the ball more, and they got away from him. We're passing it a lot. I think they had to, because Day just was not cutting it. He wasn't getting him anything in the backfield.
Well, but you're right. But even early in the game, they threw 17 passes in the first quarter. Now they had outgained. At the end of the first quarter, they had outgained Ohio 3-1. So, I mean, it's not like it wasn't working, but 17 passes in the first quarter. Think about that. It's a lot.
That offense looked good in the first quarter, first half.
No doubt.
Let me ask you, just came to the press conference on your teleconference. Hodges at linebacker was playing punt return, kick return. Is that going to change? Any updates?
I think it is going to change. He didn't quite say for sure that it's going to, but he sort of admitted, Hodges has a lot on his plate. He's got a lot of responsibility.
He's a good athlete.
That may have been a mistake. And I take the blame for it. We'll see.
Defensively, did they talk to you about that? They gave a ton of slants. Any schematic changes defensively?
No, I don't. He said no. He said no schematic changes. They're not even going to go to nickel much, because he likes their outside linebackers as play covers and as pass cover guys, and we like our 4-3 because of the personnel. We think it fits pretty well with the 4-3. So there's not going to be big changes there.
I thought they're good too. I just can't believe how much they got picked apart. Any other observations jump out from the game on Saturday?
Well, O'Brien said after watching the film, he didn't say he felt better or worse about it. He just said, failing to make plays. Here's a ball, we got to go get the ball, we didn't do it. Here's a hit that can be made, we didn't do it. Here's a third down conversion, we failed to get the defense off the field. 8 or 9 plays. In the NFL, he says it's 5 or 6 plays. Every game's close. College, maybe it's 8 or 9 plays. We didn't make them. The more experienced team did. There you have it.
One last question. They got Virginia on Saturday in Charlottesville. Beautiful area. What do you think of that? Can they beat Virginia? Can they beat the Cavaliers?
I think they can. I think it's possible that Virginia is going to come into this at home with some confidence, and I really think Penn State is going to play better. I think it's a close game. I think it's tough for them to. It's going to be tough for them to beat a good team on the road. So I don't know that I would pick Penn State, but I certainly think they can win the game.